Good morning, everybody. This is Danny at ParTay. Back home, back down on the farm, and just going to catch up a little bit on what transpired over the past couple of days. Um, Met with some potential clients and had a very interesting meeting. Uh, Overall, I'd say it went extremely well. But a couple of things did come out. And one of the things that I wouldn't say concerned, but one of the things that, I sort of had a feeling, a gut feeling that, they were going to be looking for is they're essentially looking for private labeling for screens for their own installation, which is good, and it has its pros and cons. So the pros are, it'd be additional business, but obviously, the profit margin on that's going to slim down because you're using a middleman. And then, one of the cons for that is, this is ParTay's our company, and we're really at the point where we're looking to push the ParTay name as far as we possibly can. I've stated earlier on that I got into this as more of a sidebar for ParTay's installation. But where my mind is right now is, I really, really, really want to become a screen maker. We are screen makers now, but I'd really like to get into and push that envelope to casting our own screens. So we walked away, and we're still in conversation. We're going to continue to be in conversation. I believe that something's going to occur there. It's just a matter of what. But the most interesting, and this is the thing that really energized me, is that there was a video that I'd posted a while back that they seemed to really hone in on, and it was one of the videos where I was talking about doing artwork, within the screen itself. Now, for the most part, I've shelved that, not because it's not an opportunity, but just because it wasn't a priority. It was more of a novelty for me. It was something that, I think has great potential, but at the same time, we were more focused on just trying to get our screens available for purchase. And get them finalized, get everything finalized, get everything locked down and optimized as best as possible, and be able to go to push the screens out, just basic screens, right? Now, on one front, yeah, I was really energized by the fact that they are impressed with what we've been able to achieve, and it's just validation for me and for Jason that the things that we've been doing are the right things. That we've been focusing on the right things, that we've talked to the right people, we've gathered the intelligence from people out there who are much smarter in the field of optics than us, and being able to push the envelope with lower grade materials. Just being honest, I mean, these are we're doing in liquid form what a lot of these folks that are casting screens are doing. It was actually funny because in the meeting they just called it slow casting, which isn't really true. We're not casting anything, but essentially it comes out to the same thing. It'd be like letting your films dry rather than curing them. So it's not quite the same, but it is close. But I was really, really excited by their interest in the artwork. And here's 2 points that they brought up. They said, one, they've got, especially in that area around Toronto, there's a lot of housing development that's going on. Toronto's growing big time. And everywhere you look, there's new condominiums and apartments and stuff like that going up. And they said, space has become, because of cost in any city like that, space is, at a premium. So a lot of times these are smaller spaces. And you have smaller wall space. And when you have a 100-inch or 120-inch or 140-inch screen on your wall, it's eating up pretty much the wall, most of your wall. And given that a number of the folks that are coming to them for home cinema installation are female, they've run into the essentially the complication that everybody wants the bigger view. They want the big screens, but the problem is that they don't necessarily want anywhere from a white to black. You've got the range of colors that a screen would come in, but they don't want just a big rectangle on their wall. They're looking for some sort of system to be able to hide, or really the best way I like to describe it is they're looking for a way to truly integrate this into their home. Now, when you've got a 50-inch or a 55-inch or a 65-inch television, it eats up a small portion of your wall, and people are used to seeing televisions. When you go to a 100-inch, I mean, you're eating up a big portion of wall, and it is really just a big rectangle on your wall. Now, for gamers and things like that, that crowd doesn't care so much about that. But when the real ripe opportunity in projection right now is your home projection, not for gaming necessarily. I mean, that's definitely a market, a very good market, but it's also not just for your cinemaphiles, the folks out there who just want to have a home theater, but these are people who want to integrate this into their home. They want the big projection, but they don't necessarily want, their apartment looking like it's just a huge rectangle on their wall. So the art systems that are out there, you guys may have seen some of them, which are basically an overlay for your screen that has a piece of artwork that would roll down and roll back up, much like a motorized projection screen would. They can get rather expensive. You're talking into the thousands. So they're looking for a way to maximize sales in certain areas. They see a gap in what some customers are really looking for, what customers are desiring, and what they have as an offering. So I'm going to focus my attention on trying to figure something out for them. And this would also be good and positive for us, where we can have artwork-based screens. And theoretically, it's very doable. It's really just a matter of figuring out how to get monochromatic sort of image built into your screen. So we'd started down that path. We made some good progress. I did not finish it, so I'm thinking it's going to take probably a month of hard work to figure out exactly what that's going to be. But sometimes I always like to overcast, so it could be that it takes a week to 2 weeks. But I'm going to go ahead. For their purposes, I told them let me work on it for about a month to get it finalized, and I'll send up some samples for them to be able to review. But pretty excited about what's going on. So I will. You can see I've got some stuff here prepped for our Halloween party tomorrow. So I'm going to focus on that today and tomorrow. And then Sunday, I think I'll go ahead and get into the comparisons with the ALR screen. If you guys have any questions between now and then, feel free to reach out to us in the email that's in the description below, or visit us on Facebook or Instagram. And I'll talk to you later. Hope you guys have a great weekend. Bye-bye.